What's up, everybody? Welcome back to another Unreal Engine 5 game development live stream where we're back in our Gas Course project, action RPG built from scratch using Unreal Engine 5, the gameplay abilities from plugins, C++, blueprints, and all that good stuff. So last time we were streaming, we were working with trying to create a custom pawn that uses the Mover 2.0 plugin. So rather than the character movement component, we're going to be trying to use the Mover component. So that's what we're going to continue here because we kind of left off with problems with the pawn and everything. Like, we can't move the camera, we can't actually move the character. Let me put back the Mover component game mode and you'll see what I'm talking about. So we got this, but we can't move the camera, can't really do anything. So I want to make just a basic pawn as a proof of concept to get it working and everything and have it move around. So we're going to move on. We got this runtime error where we can't access the Mover component, but that's because we haven't really initialized it correctly. So we're going to be doing a lot of boilerplate copy and pasting as well. From the Mover example character moving into ours. So let's go ahead and get started. So we need to do this character Mover component. We're going to grab the successor, and that is under what? Public? So over here. So we need to do that, and then we also need to create the actual variable that we need to get, because we do inherit the interface correctly, if I'm not mistaken, we do. So let's see, let's grab everything that we need to do. I'm assuming you need to do all this, produce input. There's these input actions and stuff like that. We will probably take that. We'll take the look and jump and stuff. So from here, something like that. What? So relative orient movement stuff, all this stuff, all that, probably everything. That. So we should be able to just take all that as well. That should make all the problems gone, at least the code errors. Use that in my streams, like failing. Try to watch it back on Twitch. Hopefully everything is okay. I know we got a little bit of a glare behind me. Maybe I can move that. It'll be a little better. Looks a little better. So yeah, let's continue. So we have all the boilerplate stuff. Let me move the Mover example stuff onto this other screen. And we'll kind of just take what we need to take at this point. So we do the initialization. What are they doing? So they create the default sub-object for this, for the actual Mover. Missing an include for sure. Something like that, I assume. And then they do a static const f name. That should fix this problem too. I can always tick set replicate movement. Disable actor level movement replication so Mover will handle it. Interesting. Okay, so we gotta take this. And then they auto generate something. I'm not 100% sure what this does. This auto is implemented blueprint thing. And they do the static function name stuff here. Boom, boom, boom. And then they do on tick, they get the information for look and stuff like that. But on begin play, they register some min and max pitch values for the camera. I don't think we care about that too much. Set up player input, that's where they're going to be doing stuff with these input actions. So let's just copy and paste that one-to-one. We need to include some enhanced input things. So probably the input action and enhanced input includes. That should help us. Oh yeah, and the fact that we're not using the right naming here, we can just update that like, whoop, like that. Cool. And we didn't take a fly input action. Totally fine. We're going to have to also create a, what's the word? We're going to have to create an input mapping context for our character and just kind of do it by default. We're going to really kind of brute force this just to prove that it's kind of working. And then see what we can take to our actual base character class. Because we're going to have to reparent our base character class from character to pawn, and that's going to be a huge headache if this ends up being something we want to do. Just because the character class has a lot of things that we have by default, like the camera boom. I don't know if the camera boom comes with it, but there's a skeletal mesh, there's a capsule component. So we're going to have to do a pretty big refactor if we end up wanting to use the mover component, because again, the character class comes with the character movement component. If we want to opt out of that, there's no easy way from what I understand. So we're going to have to just be careful with how we handle that, I guess. So now we can implement some functions. I think, yeah, we need to do implementation, generate definitions. I think we're going to have to do all of these anyway. So let's bring them all in. And we'll kind of just do this in order. So there's a huge chunk of code in terms of like a comment. So we're going to steal that too. So that's on produce input. Like that, wham bam. So generate user commands called right before the character movement simulation will tick for a locally controlled pawn. This isn't meant to be the best way of doing a camera system. It's just meant to show a couple ways about how it can handle it. Okay, because I guess it does some camera related things with like spring arm components and whatnot. So we're gonna have to be careful. We're gonna have to add that kind of component, I assume. But yeah, let's take this implementation stuff. That yeah, and then we're gonna have to take, oh wow, there's a lot of code in here. We're gonna have to be careful with what we take. Looks like everything's okay. So yeah, we need a spring arm component. I guess I missed that. Where do they have that in their class? Oh no, I gotta include it. Okay, that's my bad. Boom, boom, boom. Spring arm component. So basically, it's saying, okay, if you have a spring arm component, use that. So I guess that's the purpose of it. So we're gonna grab that. And then what else do we got? So on move triggered. On move complete, cached input is 0. Makes sense. On look triggered, they're doing the look at stuff. On look completed, 0 things out. The audio sounds weird. Crap. Okay. I can't really hear my playback. Yeah, it's kind of choppy. I really don't understand why my audio is so shit sometimes. And by sometimes, I mean all the time. Let's see. I don't know if that's going to be any better. I'm not doing it through NVIDIA Broadcast. Let's see. Sounds robotic, inconsistent. Awesome sauce. Love to hear it. Sounds robotic, inconsistent. Awesome sauce. Love to hear it. Maybe not going through the NVIDIA Broadcast is better or worse? Maybe not going through the NVIDIA Broadcast is better or worse? To me, it sounds a little bit better when I'm not going through the NVIDIA Broadcast. It doesn't sound robotic. Sounds better? Okay. Thank you, Kahanya. I appreciate it. All right. So no more going through NVIDIA Broadcast. Thanks. Maybe it's just crapping out. Okay. So now we're gonna copy the jump started. There's this B jump press stuff that I'm not gonna worry about at the moment. And then they have a on fly triggered. We don't care about that. We're actually gonna delete that and delete any kind of thing here for it. Okay, so we should be able to compile that. And then we gotta do a little bit more setup before we actually see things potentially happen. So we'll play it by ear. I just wonder if I should add any kind of, is the volume okay? I can only listen to myself at a certain volume and I can't tell if it's good or not, or if I'm faded out a little bit. It'd be good to know if I can get some feedback on that. Okay. Volume is okay. I sound good. Perfect. Okay. So gas mover pawn, jump, look action, undeclared identifier. What? I'm good. Awesome. Let's see. Got a lot of errors. So syntax missing here, mover pawn. Do I need to, am I missing an include for input action or something? Oh, yeah, they forward declare some things. So let's put that in. That should fix our problem. Ow, my knuckles. And I'm super curious if it's gonna be worth to do this or not. Okay, so something wrong with what we copied and pasted there under on produce input. Is it because of the indentation? Can't resolve output input command. Okay, am I missing an include? Maybe based movement utilities? Like, it doesn't really give me any help on how to resolve it. So we're gonna try a couple of things and see what we can do to get it to fix. Yeah, I'm super brand new to the mover component, so I'm really kind of going in blind. So syntax error. Let's do a one-to-one comparison again on this one. So again, copy paste it, but yeah, output command, not a thing. So yeah. Let's see. So mover example characters. So they do components, input component. We're just gonna try that one. See what happens. Engine local player is something else that they're including. We'll figure that out. No. Are we also? Yeah, we're not including the core minimal stuff. So base movement utilities, we're doing that. Character variants, ability inputs, I don't know. So that's not really a thing. Interesting. So obviously it's gonna fail because of the character variants thing. But like, I don't understand what this one is. Character variants. Okay, so let's compile one more time without the character variants thing. Let's see if we can find some information online, maybe. So character default inputs, input collection, find metadata. code that happens here is happening outside the character movement simulation. All we are doing is generating the input being fed into that simulation. Blah, blah, blah. Yeah. Super curious on, is this required, this line? Yes. So output CMD. Okay, I guess maybe I'm deaf, dumb, and blind or something. Maybe I missed this being declared somewhere. And I just skipped it. There's this thing. Output, no. What is it? Out input. Okay, so it's actually this. Okay. So we don't need this include, possibly. So that should fix our problem. Who would have thought, just by looking at the code for a couple seconds, we could figure that out. Hopefully that's it. Okay. All right, boys, we're in. Okay. So we should, like, obviously we're gonna play Pi again. We're not gonna be expecting anything to work because we still need to make an input mapping context and you know, hook it in so that the mapping is correct based off those input actions that we have. I'll move this over to the other screen. But we should now, whoops, what's the mover? Am I not saving this map when I do that? Okay. Failed to find instance of common legacy movement settings. Okay. So, okay, so we get a crash. Awesome. Thought we had it. We didn't have it. So yeah, we gotta look, I guess, inside of the actual component itself now, because it's saying it doesn't have legacy settings or something like that. Maybe we didn't set something up that we needed to. So yeah, I don't think there's much documentation on this, right? What's the name of this component? Character mover. Whoops. UE5 character mover component. There's mover and movement. So it seems like a lot of it is just the movement. So that's fun, I guess. Okay, so again, let's open up our character. We might have to open the other one as a reference. So there's here's a mover, so probably get under the pawns. It's probably gonna be under animated Manipawn. So there's our movement modes. So walking mode, falling mode, flying, all matches there. Mover, network prediction, listen, liaison, what's it? Liaison. Starting is falling. Okay, shared settings. For some reason, I don't have an option, or shared settings doesn't, so I don't get shared settings. Why not? So a collection of settings objects that are shared between movement modes. This list is automatically managed based on the movement mode contents. So just to show you what I'm comparing it with, they have these shared settings, common legacy movement settings. Now, do I have any warnings about this? Saying like, oh, shared settings, not there. Doesn't look like it. So event received, restarted. Okay, there's this stuff. This is dynamic instance stuff. This is where they're doing the mappings, playing IMC stuff. Okay. Yeah, this is the mover. Yeah, I'm not sure. Can I copy and paste it? I can, but that's weird. I don't like that. Does that fix our problem? It does. Okay. Not 100% sure on why. That's a thing. So mover examples character. Is there some code I didn't do? Is there anything for share? Settings? No. Okay. Okay. Let's go to our base class. We gotta put in these input actions, so we're gonna say move. I am curious what their move is. So axis 3D. Okay. Well, this is their IMC, their move, WASD, Q and E. I'm not sure what that does, but okay. So yeah, we'll just copy their IMC, I suppose. So we can also just copy their logic, right? Do something like that. This is all for testing purposes. It's whatever. And then apply IMC. We just do that. So they get enhanced input local player subsystem. Like that. Now, all right, so we still don't move, which is not good. Now it's time for the fun debugging, I suppose. So let's see if we get this breakpoint. We do. Okay. Oh, you know, no. I mean, all right. We gotta get down to the nitty gritty, I guess. Forget that breakpoint. Let's do enhance input system. We should be able to read our stuff. So there is all that. So we should be doing something, right? The gravity stuff supports kinetic movement. Like, what are the custom modified settings here? Is there a way to debug this at all? Mover debug show trail, show trajectory, Show corrections. Maybe I could just show trail. No. Okay. We could also go into our animation blueprint here. So I'm assuming this is all well and good now. So let's add a breakpoint here. We should know. All right, so we know that's not doing anything. Oh, now it is. Okay. So vector length obviously is 0. Let's stop the breakpoint. Let's watch it instead. I'm gonna just move it here so it's visible. All right, so I'm pressing. Oh, I got a continuous simulation. So I'm pressing WASD. I'm moving the gamepad. You know, nothing's being registered. So am I missing something? Is there a function that I need to be implementing? There's interfaces, produce input. Do I need to be implementing that in some way? No. No. Okay, let's put a breakpoint, I suppose. Oh, maybe I'm dumb? I could be dumb. I didn't put my input actions in. That's why we dumb. So move. And then look. And then jump. Now, if this doesn't work, I'll be surprised even more than usual. So let's check it out. All right, it still doesn't work. It's weird that it was registering the enhanced input thing, though. So yeah, it should be. So default palm mover. This stuff, true. Jump. QE. Looking. Okay. So now I guess we're gonna have to. Sorry, the microphone kind of Tokyo drifted away from me. We're gonna have to debug this, I suppose. Now, do we actually set this up? Okay. So we do get there. So that is good. Now, so on move trigger, yes. So now, is the problem the fact that I overrode this macro, or not macro, interface? Yes. Okay. So we got movement. It's kind of jittery, and the hair is not attached to the character. So let's take a look. So hair. So elf hair socket, this one's skeletal. Maybe that's better. No. Why is his hair detached? Let's go to my other character. So character, player, character, elf male. So hair, I'm using, yeah, elf air socket. Should be registering hair in here, right? Yeah. Does it need to be refreshed? No. Okay. I don't want to be wasting a bunch of time. So I'm using this socket one. Oh, maybe I have to add it to the appropriate socket too? Yeah, head. Boom. Head. Where's head? What? Why is it looking like that? Okay, I gotta rotate it as well. Boop. All right. So do I have to attach all these to or something for it to look normal? Potentially. Let's see. Because yeah, these two are moving together. Do I have to attach it to like pelvis or something? No. Root? No. Let's forget about this one, I suppose. He's just gonna be giggity giggity. Let's see if this works. Yes. But now... Hey, how's it going, Chris? Yeah, Okay, so we're moving, but it's not smooth. And I'm not sure as to why it's not smooth. I also don't know why the look is not working. So I know if it's because if we have a spring arm component, maybe we have to do use pawn control rotation here. First time I see a hair running back, it's usually the opposite. Yeah. Yeah. Okay. Let's see what's wrong here. Because I know we have, so use pawn control rotation. It's true. So do I have anything about rotation? Ignore base rotation, ground movement. Let's see. Yeah, not much about rotation. And anything here? So orient, rotation and movement. There's the pawn. Let's see if any of these flags will make a difference. Doesn't seem to be. What could it be? I guess we can look. Let's, for the sake of example here, just comment out this line. Because then we're doing inputs control rotation, zeroing out that vector, and then again in the control rotation there. B, using input intent for move, all that stuff. Maintain less input orientation, should remain vertical, blah, blah, blah. There's the toggle for flying. Because I also wonder when onLook completed is triggered. So we're gonna need to try a couple different things. But yeah, this mover component is strange so far. But yeah, this is our kind of first time messing with it. Now the sun's going down just a wee bit. I can put back my light. Go. Has anybody in chat used the mover component at all? It's relatively new. I wouldn't say it's brand new, but it's pretty new with 5.4. Okay, so still not getting anything. So let's look at this information here. Okay, so we are getting information. So look vector is getting past some stuff too. There should be like a control rotation thing, no? So use pawn control rotation. Yeah, Okay, did I disable orient towards movement or something? No. So I broke something. Okay. So yeah, it looks choppy for some reason. I don't know if you guys can see that on it, but So let's uncomment that out, I guess. So yeah, we're doing the control rotation, so we're getting that. So character inputs to control rotation. I'm also kind of curious what happens if we run as a client by ourselves. Do we get a crash or anything? Okay, we're in. Like the cloth physics just looks all kinds of like messed up. Now let's try 2 instances. Oops. 2 instances. Play as listen server. So we got the 2 characters next to each other. There is a bit of latency, I suppose. Like you could see the client jumping way sooner. Let's move on and the server is kind of rough. So I wonder if there's a way to improve that also. But yeah, we gotta really see so control rotation, because yeah, here we're doing set move input. Is there like a character inputs dot set? So it's only set move input. For example, if we change our game mode to mover example, okay, interesting. Mover character game mode. There's So we're not even getting... No. We can't even move. I wonder if that's a multiplayer thing. Yeah, so something breaks even with that, so why? Oh yeah, that's because I override that, right? So we're moving, and this also works, which I don't know why. So let's look. We have a spring arm and it's attached to the mannequin. So maybe that's why. Let's go back to our mover. No. Let's see, show only modified things here. Okay, so nothing's changed on the spring arm. So it's use pawn control rotation is false. Everything else is true there. And the camera. So the camera should also have something with like, yeah, use pawn control rotation is false. Do that. And then I think that's everything. Yeah, still not too good. So now if I just make this player controller, no, still no good. Oof. Yeah, still problematic. Let's see. What does the mover example use? Character game mode just uses player controller. Okay. Ah. Oh, whoops. Yeah. So I'm not sure why it's orienting in that way. That's very bizarre. What have I done? Let's look. So walking, turn generator is fine, transition, whatever. Common legacy movement settings is what they have. Falling, I copied and pasted this directly, so it should be like 1-to-1. And then capsule, that, spring arm, nothing. So yeah, that's annoying, I suppose. Because like if I enable pawn controller, you know, we get something like that. Like, do I need to like recompile for whatever reason? So we're setting movement inputs, tag float, rotation, min thing, blah, blah, blah. So there's orient and movement can orient, blah, 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 else, like that, and then. So base relative rotation stuff. Hmm.
The Battlefield franchise.
We're gonna just have to keep pushing to see what's going on. But yeah, it's a good thing that we're testing this a little bit because it's not good so far. I wouldn't say it's not good because, like, honestly, I'm still learning. I don't know the nuances of it. And I wonder if they're going to open up a channel on this in the Unreal Source Discord. Because, again, there's not a whole lot of documentation. So, like, UE5, sorry. Mover 2.0. This experimental stuff. This is the roadmap. Not a lot of stuff here. So there's one Unreal Engine Mover 2.0 problems, its solutions and possibilities. Maybe I'd have to watch this. Epic should really prioritize this over other features. Interesting and definitely using Mover eventually once it's smooth by default. Blah blah blah. Has huge potential. Saving for right now. Seems like this video is proving to be useful for people. So maybe I'd have to watch this and see what's up. Because again, like, I can't even get my character to, like, rotate. And I added the rotating input action. Input look and then jump. Mover examples, orient rotation to movement. So that's true. Maintain last input orientation. I'm curious what that one is. And I wonder if there's any like mover settings. So engine, is it under mover? Max time to refund substep. Editor settings, plugins. No. Yeah, very, very, very strange. Kind of frustrating. Let's see. Because yeah, animated pawn, spring arm. Let's just double check our hierarchy here. I mean, it's relatively the right one here. So we got mesh. There's also two components here, mover network. There's a physics one. I wonder what, does that make a difference? Okay, now I can't move. I need prediction again. I'm not sure how to get it to be smooth, but yeah, again, even the simple act of rotating our camera is struggling. Because I'm curious now. Because that should be getting called like immediately. So get to control rotation, which may be different than a camera orientation. It may differ from the rotation to control pawn. Like, I feel like I need to print log, or just log this stuff. UE log temp, warning, text, string. So character inputs dot control rotation to string. That should at least log it for us. Cause yeah, maybe I need to do something with my player controller. Let's take it one step at a time, I suppose. Because as long as the actual value makes sense that's coming in from that log, that's the first thing to really check if our values are even making sense. If they're not, then, you know, then we got a problem. So we don't need our animation blueprint at the moment. We don't need to look at that mapping context. We just look at our character, right? Let's go to window output log just to make sure it's always open. So yeah. Seems to always be 0, which I guess makes sense that it's not moving. But why is it 0? So I guess does our controller have anything to do with it? Let's go back. So let's open up our controller class just for the sake of checking it. Override player input class, motion controls. Do I have to say, like, you know, input mode? Game only. Self, I guess. Does that make a difference? No. Interesting. And just to confirm, let's just also get the direct control rotation. Because yeah, it's being set to 0 here. Then it's set to a value. And then it says be using input intent for move, all that stuff. Not sure. Our music's gonna be coming to an end a little bit. Let's just change it. Okay. So yeah, let's open up the usual assets. Shouldn't, I hope it doesn't open with that input mapping context. No, okay, it's just the controller. Let's nuke that, we don't need it. Window, output log. Are we still getting zeros? Yes. Why? Now, you know, for the same, because again, we have a spring arm. Now, again, if we manually turn that off, are we getting all zeros again? Yeah, still all zeros. Interesting. And then camera. Use pawn control rotation. That shouldn't be needing to be true. Yeah, so for whatever reason, it's just not giving us anything. And on look triggered, we're doing cached look input. Like, is this used anywhere else? It's like, yeah, the moved stuff is move input intent. And it's like this. So final directional intent is like that. So is any of these getting called? So none of those are getting called. So if B using intent for move, so where is that? Because this seems to be so where is this being set? So favor velocity input. So cached movement input velocity is 0. So is this like that? Okay. And B has affirmative move input. And rotation mag min. So what value is that? It's not really giving me much information. So it's never entering this block. But it does enter this one. That doesn't make much sense. Use base relative movement. Does that get called? Yeah. I feel like I'm missing something potentially obvious. I'm just not seeing it. And as a result, I just can't move. I can't rotate. Like I could jump, just can't rotate the camera. Excuse me. Let's see if there's any information here. So UE5 control rotation equals is 0. Let's see. There's something on there. I think you're playing in simulate. No, blah blah blah. Have you tried to debug? Yeah, I'm gonna try create a fresh sorry, create a new thing, add a single character for one node, still print 0, perhaps blah blah blah. The version I'm running is further. Okay, so there was never a solution for that. Let's see what Reddit says. Ignore base rotation. I don't think that's gonna do anything. Might just make things worse. Yeah. Doesn't do anything. So look. Vector 2D axis. It should also work with the right thumbstick, but it doesn't. Just out of curiosity, let's take out a spring arm. Still nothing. Huh, what? Okay. Yeah, that's just behaving weird. So what if I just again attach it just to the capsule? Yeah, still nothing. Am I going crazy? Because like, what is this like cached input look? It's not used anywhere really. Same thing with this. I need to look at the, whoops. Oh. We exploded. Whoopsie. I really need to watch this video clearly, because I don't know what I'm doing. So save, watch later. Maybe we can skip through it just to see real quick.
Hello everyone, it's me again. I haven't made a video in a while. I apologize about the mic quality if it's not the best. Concept a little too obviously can is loud with things that are let's do the smoothing and disable it. So without smoothing, the world is lagging behind. I have my simulation at 62 frames.
Okay.
Smoothing and disable it.
So there's net predicting, so net prediction smoothing component. Yeah, so I'm curious what the difference is here that they're getting, honestly, because like that's so confusing to me. Like it doesn't seem like they're doing anything different explicitly. And that's what's kind of upsetting with it. So just for the sake of testing it, let's just copy everything. So gas course game, experimental mover. And let's just nuke everything. Paste. And yeah, the capsule's the component, root. Now, woof, yeah, we don't need to do that for now. Let's go back to our gas course mover. Yeah, so still nothing. Now, is it a problem with I don't know, what could it be a problem with? So here's our mover example. We gotta do like a one-to-one comparison, I guess. So let's start from the top. So I don't need to include core minimal, doesn't matter. Mover simulation types, game framework pawn, yes. Input action, class in the struct. Does pawn public producer interface, yes. Generated body, yes. So it does this with the fconst object initializer. So I'm gonna have to update my constructor. To be as such. Not sure that makes a difference to what we're dealing with at the moment. Why does it say it's not implemented? It is. So virtual begin play and tick. Setup player input. All good. Character movement, blueprint pure, category mover. Yes, get the movement component. Request move by intent. Request move velocity. Produce implementation. So I wonder, because like under onProduce input, for example, so onProduce implementation does all that. Now, is there something that I'm not seeing? There's apply IMC. There's this interface thing, it's whatever. Class settings, interfaces, mover input producer interface, components, whatever. It's not doing anything. And then onProduce input. So they changed this thing, like F mover. So they say they're calling it out input thing under produce input on this screen. So they changed this with this for one. Then we do these checks. Does the spring component check, and then zeroes out the input, checks the character stuff, get control rotation, favorite velocity input stuff. So static float, this rotation magnitude minimum, I guess. Figure out intended orientation. Blah, blah, blah. Like, it doesn't seem like I'm missing anything. And we got the mover example stuff. Mover examples. So now, if I change this to animated Manny, for example, am I able to rotate? Yes. So we know it's something pawn related. So gas course, mover pawn. Okay, what? All right, let's just recompile that. But yeah, let's. So we got rotate thing. Wait, where's the character motion stuff? This is should remain vertical true. Input things false. Last affirmative stuff. Fine. Like, to me, it seems like it's fine. So yeah, I'm so confused. We could turn on the streaming lights for a second. Oof, it's a little bright. There we go. Yeah, that's weird. And again, yeah, I don't think I'm missing anything inside of the blueprint. Event begin play, they just do some tinting on the skeletal mesh. They clear all mappings. I do all that as well, right? Clear all mappings, add blah, blah, blah. Controls display, show controls. Does all of that. 10 seconds, and then they hide it. Pawns widget, all this gameplay stuff. So mover examples, game mode doesn't do anything different. Game state, not really a thing. Maps, widgets, pawns. There's also a physics mani, so there's network physics settings stuff, which is interesting. Don't know what to do for that. I'm curious. Is there network prediction settings? I think there was there not like a mover section? Not sure. Yeah, totally fine. Did I not copy the animation blueprint or something? What happened? Oh, well, that shouldn't be a problem, right? Curious. So yeah, I don't understand. So let's just do player, no, gas, mover game mode again. Could I do on begin play instead or something? So yeah, I'm running into circles. I think I'm gonna call it for the night just because I'm not 100% sure what I could be doing wrong. Like for example, like if I were to change this to mover examples character, the base class, right? Let's do reparent, mover. The mover examples character, reparent. Do I get any changes here? Yes. That's like the debug trails, maybe? I don't know what that's doing. It's weird shadows, I guess. But yeah, it works fine here. But when we reparent back to our gas course mover pawn, no animation, which is bizarre in and of itself. I don't know why there's no animation blueprint playing. Is it because it's casting? Yeah. Do we use the mover character reference anywhere? Yeah, we use it in a couple of different things. So let's cast to gas course mover. Oh no, okay. So cast to mover. Like that. Ugh, I don't want to change it like this. Hold on. Let's duplicate this mani. Give it a name. Let's change this to gas mover. So mover pawn, yeah. Oh God. Let's complain for a second. It's fine. Gas 2, gas mover. That. And then we could just plug that back in. Same thing with this one, just so we know we didn't change anything. Plug that in. All that should still be compatible. No, except for you. Interesting. There is like a should strafe thing. That's something we want to look into at some point. So orient, rotation to movement. All checks out. We should still be able now to move. Camera's still giving us problems. Don't know why. Character motion stuff. Spring arm. Use pawn control rotation. Should be true. Still nothing. I'm very defeated. Orient movement, maintain lattice input orientation. I'm gonna just assume that's not supposed to be on. Still not looking great for our heroes. Can I make the default walking? Does that matter? Yeah, still nothing. Nothing with this camera. So spring arm, all good. I don't think there needs to be any camera lag or anything like that, but let's just see if that does anything. Makes things a lot worse visually. So let's not do that. And then camera. No. This is supposed to be falling. Wonder if we make it flying, what happens? Well, you definitely feel the controls changing. But yeah, we don't care about that at the moment. Well, falling, we'll leave it that. Required type, persistent state stuff, whatever, I'm not sure. Copied from prior frame. General. All of that. Supports kinematic based movement. This should all be matching, honestly. So they have a gravity acceleration override, which is a lot, which I don't understand. Yeah, but still problems with that rotation stuff. No, that doesn't make any sense. And the mani pawn thing, class settings, get inherited interfaces, nothing. Setting out construction script? No. Doesn't seem... Like, I don't know what this input context applied mapping variable is supposed to be doing. Okay, so it's just for control stuff, I suppose. And yeah, this stuff, this widget stuff, does this matter? I don't think this shouldn't be doing anything. It's just doing text, right? Construct text, blah, blah, blah. Doesn't matter. And input mapping. There's a dead zone and everything like that. That shouldn't matter, honestly. There's a fly button, F for flying. But I don't think I did anything with that, no. Okay. I think that's where I'm going to end it for tonight. Hopefully we'll be able to continue this next time and see what's going on. But from what I'm seeing with the mover stuff, it's not the best at the moment. So we may not use it for now and just kind of move on with our project and our to-do list. We still got plenty of things to look into. Like potentially things like the UMG view model stuff, I'm not sure. But I want to start looking into like strafing and, you know, things of that nature. And actually like integrate some animations and stuff and update our actual character movement component and everything like that. Because if we go back to our gas course game mode, you know, you'll kind of see where we stand with everything. So there's still a lot to do. As you can see, it's a much smoother experience. So yeah, definitely a lot to look forward to. So yeah. Thanks for watching. If you are still watching and haven't been following me here on Twitch, a follow would be much appreciated. I'm not sure when the next Emerald stream is. Maybe next Monday, maybe on Sunday. It really depends on, you know, how we're feeling. So yeah, have a good night, and I'll see you next time.